Hello guys, I have returned, and today I wanted to talk about something dumb that happened recently because genuinely, why did 4 out of the 6 women that went to space have to go? Like, what business did they have going into space?
Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
So, if you haven't heard, or for a little bit of context, recently Jeff Bezos, who is also the founder of Amazon and the founder of a space tourism company that I have just figured out the existence of recently. This company has been a thing since 2000, and I just now figured out about it. But it's called Blue Origin, and yeah, it's a space tourism company, which I think already explains why 4 of the 6 women that went into space were just rich celebrities. But recently they had a all-female crew, or passengers, whatever you would like to consider them, go into space. And that consisted of, most talked about, Katy Perry, a host named Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, who is an author and Jeff Bezos' fiance, and a film producer by Kieran Flynn. I don't fucking know how you say that. And the 2 women who actually did deserve to go, who are Aisha Bowe and Amanda Nuen. And this flight was a total of 11 minutes. They were only in space for maybe 5 minutes, and the entire trip took 11 minutes. 11 minutes for 4 celebrities to go up there and do absolutely nothing with it. Now, before I get into talking about Katy Perry and stuff like that, I would like to take this time to quickly talk about the 2 women who actually deserve to go up there. And the first one I will be talking about is Aisha Bowe, who is a former NASA rocket scientist and the first Bahamian woman to ever go into space. And out of all of them, I think she's the least talked about, even though I feel like she did plenty going up there. But after the trip, she made a post talking about the backlash, which, okay, I don't think she's defending the celebrities in this, because she also liked a comment where somebody said, "You and Amanda deserve to be talked about in the news. It's so sad that these celebrities are overshadowing your achievements." So yeah, I don't think this is to defend the celebrities going up there, but it's just to say what she actually did up there. So I will read it. I will read her caption in her post. It says, "I went as a science payload operator flying multiple experiments on Blue Origin's New Shepard, making history in the process. Number 1, research first. This was the first ever HBCU-led experiment on New Shepard in partnership with Winston-Salem State University. We also flew BioServe's fluid processing apparatus to flight qualify new hardware for future missions, major milestones. Number 2, what we studied. We explored how crops like sweet potatoes and chickpeas grow in microgravity work that supports future food systems. I also wore a bio button for Trish, a NASA-funded research institute, to study how women's bodies respond to spaceflight, still one of the most under-researched areas in space medicine. Number 3, climate context. Yes, rockets have an environmental impact. So do planes, data centers, and cargo ships. The goal is to make launch vehicles reusable and more sustainable. Space is essential to monitor climate, track disasters, and support Earth from above. Number 4, private innovation. Let's not pretend private people don't lead to public innovation. I left NASA and built 2 tech companies through Lingo. We've brought STEM education to over 10,000 students, including kids in the Bahamas, as part of this launch. I also designed 2 new STEM lessons with space themes being used by nonprofits in school across America to teach employable skills. Number 5, representation. As a Black woman and the first-gen Bahamian American, I didn't grow up thinking space was for me. Now I've flown with a mission focused on science and access. If one girl saw that and believed she could too, we're winning. Be curious, be critical, but don't be so quick to dismiss the research, impact, or inspiration this kind of mission can carry." Which I think what she said at the end is very important, because there are so many things to criticize in this, but it is also important to talk about what the 2 women that went up there actually gained from this. The other woman that deserved to go up here is Amanda Nuen, and her story I feel like could be so inspirational to so many women out there. So instead of me poorly explaining her story that she has said herself, I'm just going to play the TikToks where she talks about it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I love you.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Từ tàu Việt Biên là con đến tàu vũ trụ.
Xin chào đẹp trai. Từ đời con ra những cô gái trẻ Islam có thể thấy chính mình trong những việc sau. Người đen nhưng mà tôi sẽ không phải là người.
Now, I personally think that their level of education and their stories and what they could have gained from going into space makes the trip like slightly worth it, but that is obviously not everybody's opinion. I have seen people also give these two women criticism for going into space, but I completely understand why both of these women would want to go up there. Nuen had to put all her dreams aside, and if I was in her shoes and I was offered an opportunity like this, I would take it in a heartbeat. And Aisha Bowe has made it very clear that she went up there to learn something and further her research. Now I'd like to talk about the 4 other women who very clearly didn't deserve to go on this trip. I don't care how much money they have. I do not care if it's their money. They can do whatever they want. It is so out of touch to go into space just as like a really fun thing to do with no other purpose than that. And this is so poorly timed, especially when now people who are working 9 to 5s, barely being able to pay rent, having to deal with the inevitability that prices are going to go up because of Trump's dumbass tariffs. So of course, majority people aren't going to be happy seeing rich people go up into space for no reason. Now, out of the 4 women who went up there that completely didn't deserve it at all, 2 of them, I don't think they've said anything in regards to the situation, so I'm not going to be talking about them, except for the obvious fact that one of them is Jeff Bezos' fiance, so that's literally the only reason why she went up there, because she's going to get married to Jeff Bezos. But the 2 people I will be talking about are Katy Perry and Gayle King. Katy Perry is obviously the one getting the most backlash because of this trip, and that's just because if you look at the clips of her up there, it is giving so out of touch. When she is up there, instead of looking out the window for like the majority of the time, or if not the entire time, because she wasn't up there for 5 minutes, actually it was 3 minutes apparently, she was instead looking at the camera, holding up a daisy and showing the set list for her tour.
Flynn, bye. You look. Flynn, I gotcha. I gotcha, Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you. Oh, the moon! You. Okay. Now it's time to look out.
Like what happened to promoting our tours in normal ways. I think celebrities just forgot that the people who are their fans, who make up their fan base, are just normal people who are working 9 to 5s, spending their hard-earned money on you guys. And I hope this is a wake-up call to anybody who's like a mega fan of any sort of celebrity. They do not like you. They like your money. Okay, they do not care about your existence. And if this isn't living proof of that, I don't know what is. I don't know what's gonna make people realize that. The other thing Katy Perry has been getting a lot of backlash for is for when she got off of the trip and she started kissing the ground. Now personally me, I understand that completely, because if you go into space and then you're like crashing down, it said it was a soft landing. That didn't look like a soft landing to me. I would be terrified. So kissing the ground, okay, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't see an issue with that. What I do see an issue with, and I think is just funny, honestly, is when she gets interviewed and the interviewer goes, "You're an astronaut now," which, first of all, she's not. You have to get like actual training and have some sort of degree in science or in STEM to be considered an astronaut. But scratch what I said before. I'm not going to give her the benefit of the doubt for kissing the ground, because nobody forced her to go up into space. Nobody forced her. She made her own choice to do that, her own dumb choice to do that. But back to the interview. She I don't know, she went on spouting about how this trip just made me so connected to love. It made me feel love.
I feel super connected to love. So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
You have to go into space to figure that out, to feel that. I can't. Now, with criticism comes people defending her, which I didn't even know Katy Perry still had fans. Now, the main defense I have seen is people saying that it's her money, she can do whatever she wants with her money. Okay, but what she does with her money, this specific instance, didn't just affect her. The amount of toxins that get put into space when a spacecraft goes up there, which, okay, before people bring this up, Blue Origin, I do know, is trying to make it more eco-friendly, okay, more sustainable, but that doesn't change the fact that toxins were still emitted. It might have been less than other rocket ships, but it still happened. I mean, and the fact that this trip didn't even benefit that, it didn't even like give them any information on how to further trying to make rocket ships more sustainable. It just added no substance. Nothing was added in this trip. And this is where I bring up my issues with what Gayle King said. I do understand that the defense for Gayle King going up there is that she's a journalist, but when did you have to go to space to be able to write journalism about space, bro? You could do that right from down here. And it's not even like she has the proper education in science and STEM to be able to write accurately about what she even learned up there, if she even learned anything at all, which I highly doubt. Because she was more preoccupied messing with the stuffed animal up there than looking at her window and even trying to take in the scenery that she had.
Flynn, I gotcha. I gotcha, Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn.
Now, my issues with Gayle King specifically is how she's not even accepting any of this criticism. Instead, she's like, I'm not gonna let these people ruin my fun. They're just haters. No, girl. People are trying to tell you that what you did was useless, wasting resources, and bad for our environment. This is the specific quote that she said that made me really upset. It says, space is not an either or, it's both and. And because you do something in space doesn't mean you're taking anything away from Earth. And what you're doing in space is trying to make things better here on Earth. What Blue Origin wants to do is take the waste here and figure out a way to put it in space to make our planet cleaner. Was that what you were doing in space? Trying to figure out a way to do that? No, girl. You were playing with a stuffed animal up there. And the fact that she said that going into space doesn't take anything away from Earth is so comical. The amount of... I've said this so many times already. The amount of stuff that gets put into our atmosphere when a rocket ship goes up there is taking away from the lifespan of our Earth. And I can't get behind anybody who supports Jeff Bezos. In another quote, she says, Jeff Bezos has so many ideas and people that are working there are really devoted and dedicated to making our planet a better place. You're talking about the owner of Amazon who can't even pay his workers properly and give them the correct accommodations that they need. And you're trying to tell me that that is making our planet a better place? And the fact that Amazon puts a shit ton of plastic pollution into our Earth? Yeah, that's really trying to make the Earth a better place. And she also talks about how this trip could inspire multiple women and young girls out there. The only people in this trip that are inspiring young women are Aisha Bo and Amanda Nuen. 2 women who worked hard to get into space. You can be inspiring to women, just not by going into space, okay? She's a journalist. People have said that she is a really good journalist. That's how you can inspire women and little girls, to show them that they can write, they can be journalists themselves. The only thing you're showing little girls is that if you're rich, you can pretty much do whatever you want. I think that's all I wanted to say. Please note that in no fact am I trying to dismiss everything that these 4 women have done in their careers, because clearly they have worked hard for their money and their success. But I can't get by rich people polluting our environment just for fun and doing it in a degree that's like 10 times more than the average person. And the fact that in this case they only got this opportunity because they were rich. Imagine how many women have spent years trying to get a proper education to become an astronaut and spending a crap ton of money trying to get the right education to become an astronaut. And they just see rich people do it just like that, all because of their money. But yeah, that's it.